Luis Díaz is heading to Bayern Munich for about £70 million. How are you Liverpool fans feeling about this? How are Bayern Munich fans feeling about this? In this video, I'm going to talk about if Luis Díaz is worth £70 million or about something around €80 million. Before I start, could you like, comment, share, subscribe? Let me know down in the comments. Will Luis Díaz be a success at Bayern Munich? Now, let's go fast with his stats this season. Luis Díaz, he's had 13 goals and 5 assists in about 36 Premier League matches. That's literally a goal contribution every 2 games. That's pretty impressive for a Premier League player. And bear in mind, he's had to share these goals and assists with Mohamed Salah. Yes, you could say the assists were probably higher because of Salah, but the goals were probably much more reduced due to Salah being there, because Salah would have got much more of the ball. They would have probably passed for him more than Luis Díaz. And you've got to remember the last few games, it was after Liverpool won the league and they probably weren't trying as hard. And so that's Luis Díaz's stats this season. That's pretty impressive. He also bagged 3 goals further in the Champions League as well, where they eventually got knocked out to eventual champions PSG. He plays on the left hand side and he's a quite fast, nimble dribbler, and he's great for a pressing side, kind of like Bayern Munich. They're not too pressing, gegenpressing I mean, but they kind of are. And he'd fit in well in Vincent Kompany's side. And that's definitely an elite player. Now the problem with Luis Díaz, well, I don't know if it's a big problem, is that he's old. He's 28 years old. As a winger, I feel like, in my opinion, he has a good 5 years left. And those 5 years, he'll do elite numbers. He's already doing great numbers in the Premier League. Imagine what he'll do in the Bundesliga and also in the Champions League with a great Bayern Munich team. And that's the only thing that's really stopping him. And if you think about it, you 70 million divided by 5. I calculated this before. It's about £14 million per year. £14 million per year for a guy who's probably going to get you probably at least 25 goal contributions in the league and probably another 5 in the Champions League. I think that's a really good deal for £14 million a year. And how would he fit in the Bayern Munich team? Well, I'll just go with the attack only. It'll be really simple, really. You'll have Harry Kane up front, obviously. On the left, you will have him, Luis Díaz. On the right, you would have not Coman, you have Michael Olise. And in the middle, you would have had Musiala, but he has been injured. And even if Luis Díaz doesn't really start, he'll at least be a great squad player, but he definitely is going to start. And because Musiala's got injured, hopefully he recovers from that, he could play in his position in the middle, but he's way better on the left. He's much faster, much dribbler, better crossing, and he has his skills and his traits much more expertized and mastered. He's mastered more skills for a winger than a Coman number 10. Although he probably could play there, he's probably much better as a left winger. And he's a really great player. And the only reason he's going for this much is, in my opinion, the only reason he's going for about 70 million is the scarcity of wingers. Now, if it was 10 years ago, I wouldn't pay that much for Luis Díaz. Even if you like de-inflate or whatever the transfer value, you say like 10 years ago you would pay 40-30 million for him. I don't think I would, in my opinion. Yes, he's a great player, he's an elite player, but actually, to be honest, 10 years ago you'd probably be paying about 60-50 million. Would you pay that 10 years ago? I personally wouldn't. But I feel like in this day and age where wingers, their ability is so scarce nowadays, there's not many top wingers now. Like 10-20 years ago, you could name a lot of top wingers. Now you can't really. You have Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Rodrigo, he doesn't even start. Maybe I'm just blanking on players, but there's not much top elite wingers. You could say Saka, yeah, maybe you could. But I just feel like they aren't the caliber players they were 10 years ago. And that's the reason his transfer fee is that much, because genuinely, because they're not that much good wingers, he's in the top 10 wingers currently right now. You've probably got Mbappe, Vinicius, and Diaz is probably 4th or 5th best wingers in the world. So for a Bayern Munich team, it is a great signing. For that much, I think it really just affects how the market is, because there's not much good wingers, and that's why Bayern Munich have to pay that much. Because look at Liverpool, once Salah's gone, who are they going to replace him with? There's not much top wingers. And people say Rafael Leao. As an AC Milan fan, he's okay, but I don't think he's like super world class all the time. He's quite inconsistent. So I feel like because of how the market is, it's kind of worth it. And for 5 years, you're getting an elite player, a world class player, definitely a top 10 or maybe even a top 5 winger right now. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know, is Luis Díaz worth about £70 million?